I've been calling for a boycott of Lucasfilm and in particular Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker for about a year now on the simple basis of respect. The corporate dregs of humanity running Star Wars straight into the salted ground of fandom have gleefully spread the lie that we are the problem. That we are toxic, racist, sexist, all because we have rejected their synthetic Star Wars for what it is. A tragic miscalculation by soulless accountants with no understanding of what Star Wars is supposed to be. We've called out The Last Jedi for being an insult to fandom, and they've slandered us as horrible people precisely because we love and remember what real Star Wars is. Their slandering of the fandom menace alone is reason enough to give yourself the precious gift of not letting Episode 9 ruin your Christmas this year. And yet, as good a reason as that is, to quote Yoda, there is another. I have heard the most disgusting rumor about Episode 9 imaginable. A possibility for the plot so revolting, so insulting, that if true it would forever taint the entirety of Star Wars. This is precisely the reason I believe the rumor might just be real. Because Jar Jar Abrams, being the cinematic Antichrist, is precisely the master of putting his mark on an existing franchise, like a maniac with a knife dipped in shit slashes his mark across the Mona Lisa. Abrams likes nothing better than to deconstruct a franchise, then put it back together in the most revolting possible way, a way that completely changes it forever. Indeed, if what I'm about to tell you isn't truly the ending of Episode 9, it's only because Jar Jar Abrams didn't think about it. It never occurred to him that could be the only source of salvation. My friends, Episode 9 involves time travel. This has been acknowledged and is now well known. So what if at the end of the movie, Rey goes back in time and becomes Shmi Skywalker, the mother of Anakin? It's hard to say such a vile and perverted thing aloud, and yet the rumor is persistent. What if she's the founder of the entire Skywalker clan? She is the source of everything. Anakin, Vader, Luke, Leia, everything that came before transformed into Abramized shit in the digestive alchemy that is the trademark of bad reboot. Jar Jar can never simply make a damn movie that fits nicely into an established series. No, he has to corrupt it, mutate it into something remade into his own loathsome image. This is typical of bad reboots specifically, and the modern urge of corporate vandals in general to take Western cultural myths and do everything possible to subvert them, to kill the past in order to usher in a cheaply made prefab version of the future. Just like Mikey Spock was the most importantest officer in Starfleet history ever, completely undermining everything that came before in the Star Trek universe, Rey becoming Shmi, the origin of the Skywalker clan, would be the ultimate subversion of the franchise, a way for Jar Jar Abrams to forever alter the Skywalker saga to make it all about him and his cheap knockoff creation, so that we would never be able to look at the old movies without feeling his pickle-nosed apparition hovering over the entire saga like a fart in a spacesuit. Recycling forever. Consider, Rey has a battle with Kylo, after banging him, of course, yay, shipping. Or Emperor Palpatine impregnates her with the Force. This often happens since they don't make condoms that fit energy fields. And either way, some dark Jedi crap gets used to erase her memory. So she's in the past, and she's Shmi, and the audience is screwed, because now every single thing that we know about the Skywalker saga springs from her loins like bubonic plague from a rat, spreading throughout that galaxy far, far away. Indeed, if this is true, then this would truly be the rise of Skywalker from the fertilizer mind of Jar Jar Abrams. And that's what these cultural vandals want, to destroy our geek mythology in two different ways, through wokeness and through mutilation. Wokeness not only attempts to transform our civilization in ways that are congruent with the aims of extremists who want to isolate, denigrate, and annihilate the white male from the cultural conversation, but they also seek retroactively to shame and degrade the past by viewing it through a funhouse kaleidoscope that ignores the context of the past to frame everything that came before as invalid because it sprang from a white patriarchal society that was, in their view, inherently corrupt and racist and sexist and toxic. Sound familiar? That's why they can say that Gene Roddenberry was sexist, Stan Lee was racist, and all the Western works of the 19th and 20th century were nothing more than misogyny in blackface. They wish to discredit the work of those whose hard labor and inspired brilliance created Western culture. And that includes George Lucas. The Star Wars we're being served today is a false Star Wars, sacrificed on the altar of wokeness, then reanimated into a shambling mockery of its former self. All by design. Because they think you're dumb enough to swallow anything they sell with a logo on it. Think that if they end Episode 9 with a pirate broadcast on the Death Star antenna telling a story that everyone in the galaxy would already know, the story of Luke Skywalker, everyone will accept this final insult to Luke that he was a nobody until Rey redeemed him, making his legend her legend by being the one to save it from being forgotten in a mere 30 years after the Death Star was destroyed. That's one of the rumors regarding the end of Episode 9, and it is a very plausible rumor indeed. But this one is even worse. If true, Disney thinks you're such mindless little corporate assets that you'll swallow that Star Wars all along, right from the start, was all about the amazing Wonder Rey, the most important Skywalker ever. Are you that stupid? Or will you join me in saying, without respect, we reject? Will you agree not to reward anyone from now on who insults your character and your intelligence by opening your wallet and saying, "Thank you, sir, may I have another"? If you enjoy the idea of seeing Jar Jar Abrams' fecal splat faintly in every frame of Star Wars from now on, by all means, go see it. Maybe the rumor isn't true, maybe none of them are, but I submit to you, if things have gotten so bad with Star Wars that we actually have to seriously consider the possibility that something this horrible could be vomited up on the screen this December, isn't Star Wars dead already? And if it is, I'd prefer not to go see this latest snuff film this Christmas. From the center of the earth, this is Dictor Van Doomcock bidding you all, my friends, stay angry.